There's a guy who was described as the Steph Curry of football. Mm-hmm. Coming out of Alabama, people say, this guy's different right here. This guy's a different player. Obviously not 6'10" like we saw with Joe Flacco earlier today. Has had an interesting ride to where he's at. Where is he at now? Carolina Panthers seemingly back. Him seemingly the franchise guy for Charlotte for the next 15 years. Out of Alabama, Roll Tide. Quarterback for the Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce.
Hey, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Oh, taller.
There you go.
Taller than I thought.
It's tall, of course.
Hey, Bryce, I thought I was looking down here. Bryce, the way it was being talked about, I was looking down here.
I don't get that very often.
You're tall. I was literally looking down here. I was expecting you to maybe come out down there at the live from San Francisco. Yeah, saddle up. Just because the way it was talked about. That's not the case at all.
No.
That's not the case at all. So Bryce, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What a run for you here in the NFL with the Panthers. Can you tell me how good life is whenever you guys are playing great ball and how good life has become down there with the Panthers towards the tail end of the season and what the future looks like for you guys?
Yeah, it's a blessing. I'm super blessed. I get to live my dream. I'm super grateful to be a part of the organization. It's a great locker room. I love the Carolinas. It's been, be able to have a little bit of momentum last year trying to build off of stuff. It was a lot of fun. And then now, it's the new challenge. We're not entitled to anything, it doesn't carry over. Everyone starts 0-0 next year. So, we know the work there's going to take to try to keep building to take the next steps, and we're excited to do that.
Incredible leadership there, giving every answer that you're supposed to give about what we did last year doesn't mean anything for next year and what the offseason is going to be. I love you doing that. Obviously, a front man. Sam Darnold was labeled ass. Okay, whenever he was at the Jets.
Yeah. Yep.
This guy's ass. He sees ghosts. This guy can't do shit. This guy is terrible at football. Obviously, he finds his way home here to the Seattle Seahawks, and he plays in a Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield, same exact thing. I think we've seen a couple different times where players have had to kind of get viewed as a bust or shit and then get an opportunity somewhere else and kind of rebuild. I feel like that is a perseverance thing that's kind of happening in the NFL right now. You seemingly, from outside looking in, do that with the Carolina Panthers. Do you feel like that has happened with your career? Do you think like at the beginning maybe not playing as well because of the entire team, but also maybe not full grasp, then have a little bit of a backup situation, then you get a chance to go back in there and you kind of take over. Can you tell me about that evolution, and do you think it's pretty similar to whenever guys have to get new spots, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I'm definitely always trying to grow, always trying to progress. Of course, I'm always trying to be better. You look back and try to learn from stuff. I try to do that every single year. And for me, I'm not a big comparison guy throughout the league. I have a ton of respect for those guys you just named, and a lot of respect for their perseverance, for the stuff that they've been able to do throughout their career. For me, I feel like everyone has their own journey. The NFL is so many circumstances. It's such a the margin of error is so small. Because of that, you get so many different outcomes for individuals, for teams, for all that stuff. So for me, I try to run my own race. Try to be the best player I can be. And for me, I love the challenge. Like I've been blessed to be able to experience a lot of different things, to have adversity, to have highs, have lows. And I think at the end of the day, it makes me stronger.
Yeah, your race is working, brother, because that stadium. Packed out.
Yep.
It wasn't that long ago when you were not going to be a good quarterback and 1,500 people were in the stands.
It was never that bad.
Dollar ticket.
Bryce,
Hold on. No, we got here. Okay,
I saw pictures, Bryce.
We got to talk about these pictures. We got to talk. Okay, so I know the picture you're talking about. So we're playing Atlanta.
Yes.
First off, it's like a monsoon.
Raining,
it is pouring.
Of course.
Like it's not like it's just like perfect football weather. Second off, that was taking I don't know, maybe 90 minutes.
No.
90's a stretch. All right,
No.
you're right. Not 90 minutes. But it was well before the game, and that's not what it looked like when the game started. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like it was sold out, but it's not what it looked like when the game started.
All right, well, it's better for this comeback story, though. It's something to think about. There's 0 people in the stands. Now the place is kind of packed out. But I appreciate the fact you're number 1 overall pick, and as it was all happening, you never bitched, dude. That is incredible leadership, especially in the locker room. I'm excited to see you have success right now. D-Bud has a question for you, Bryce.
Yeah, talk about success. You've handled success greatly throughout your whole career. You're the top guy in high school. You're the top guy coming out, being the number 1 pick, and then you obviously had the setback where you got benched, then you bounced back. How was that, all that, and what kept you there, and then playing in this playoff game? We talked about the environment, Cam coming back, just seeing that city. What was that like, that experience like as well?
Yeah, definitely a journey. Like you said, honestly, from a football standpoint, like kind of from high school on, truthfully, I didn't have a ton of adversity. I was very blessed, had some really good circumstances, and that was from a football standpoint. Definitely that was a first. That was the toughest thing football wise that I had to deal with. And in the moment, of course, I'm human. Like you're upset, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're confused. You're trying to look back and figure things out. And during it, I try to just challenge myself to one, be consistent, and two to grow, like to really to try to let my ego go from it. I want to be the best teammate I can. I want to look in the mirror. I want to go and work on things. I want to be consistent how I worked, how I prepared, all that stuff. And I'm a believer. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So for me, it was an opportunity to live that. In football, I've always believed it and said it, but God put me in that position to actually have to default to that, have to live to that, and I think it made me a lot stronger. And then playoffs wise, it was just a ton of fun. Having that atmosphere in the Carolinas, like you said, Cam coming back, that was really cool. That was awesome. And I was super super proud of the team. And it obviously didn't go the way we wanted to, and I was excited how everyone played. I loved how everyone stepped up, and what I really loved beyond that is no one was like happy, like it wasn't like, I know from the outside looking in the perception, for us it wasn't like a consolation prize. It wasn't like, oh, we made it further than people thought. It was, we were all upset in that locker room. Like everyone looked, and we're all, I wish I would have done this better. Everyone's wishing they did things better, and no one's satisfied. Again, we still have the work to do. It doesn't entitle us to anything, but like it's a group of guys that are felt it and felt like we were close, and we're upset, and there's no complacency, no pats on the back. So we're just excited to keep going.
You guys should do a couple pats on the back, I think.
Big time.
You guys have the most wins as an underdog in a season in the Super Bowl era. So that means everybody thought you guys were shit going into games. And you guys win 8 of those times where they thought you were going to lose. Most obviously tied alongside the 2015.
What does that say?
It's the name of the team when in 2015. It's in the record books.
Yeah, hey, nothing you can do
There's
about
a hembo stat. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. That's what the name was. It's in the history books. It has a picture of the helmet and everything. 11 other teams have 7. So you were counted out by the sports books, by the gamblers, by everybody. So the fact that you guys were able to do that, I think it's a beautiful thing, because you weren't supposed to be as good as you were. You're ahead of schedule. Congrats to you. And you talked about God putting you in a position to have to experience all the things that you've said as a coach. Devil could have got in there too and had you fight Canales. Tell me about Canales a little bit and your relationship with him, because that can certainly go sideways, especially with one of those situations being made with the number 1 overall. How do you feel about him? Because obviously he gets a lot of credit for what happened with Baker down in Tampa Bay, new head coach. How's your relationship with him, and what do you kind of see from him as a head coach?
Yeah, when all that stuff happened, it was just important for me to trust the process, which, I know is like a cliche, but like, it's not easy to do. Like it's difficult. It was tough in the moment, but for me, I really just I really did want to challenge myself to do that. And for us over these last couple of years, it's been really cool just to see the growth in our relationship. I think he's a play caller, so the play caller QB relationship is always huge. And now getting more time in the offense and the experience in his, not just his system, but his philosophy. Like, I want to be extension of the coach out there. So knowing what he expects, knowing certain play calls, it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4 the read, but really the intent of why he's calling it on this down and distance, why he's doing, what he wants from this, what he expects from me as a leader, how he expects me to, to run things on the side, like all that stuff. So I think just being able to have more time doing that, being able to communicate with all that stuff, and really the consistency he has with me, with the entire team, it sets that example for all of us.
Okay, so let's talk about it, because we have to talk about ball all the time in the microphones. So we would like to do it in a more accurate way.
For sure.
We say NFL quarterback, much different than college quarterback. You obviously one of the best field college quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks, you name it. You just mentioned everything about just Canales' system, let alone being an NFL quarterback. What is the biggest difference that we should talk about as humans that talk about the transition of these rookie quarterbacks into the NFL from your perspective? What was the biggest difference? I
think one of the biggest things was the communication piece. Now, for me, I know that they have headsets now. For me, we were all signals, and, we were – I think the command and the communication is such a big deal. And the efficiency of the operation was another thing that, like, coming in was like, at first, I'm like, I want to memorize the plays, don't get this long play call wrong. Like, I'm studying the playbook, and, I'm going in thinking about it. getting it out, trying to get emotion in. And you look up and there's 6 seconds left. And, even sometimes when you can go, all right, we got to, we're snapping it fast, whatever it may be. Now, you got a good edge rusher that looks and sees the clock like, okay, now I know I got to jump. Now, defenses know when you're going to snap. They can disguise better, all that stuff. So I think the pace pre-snap was one of the biggest things. How quick can we get up? How quick can we diagnose? Can we get through these motions, these shifts? How can I use cadence to help the O-line with, pointing out where you need to go, help the back see it, undress it, give a sight to the receiver, whatever it may be. I think that was one of the biggest things.
Can I hear a cadence right now? What's your go-to cadence? What is
go-to cadence? I think we're pretty standard. We're just, pretty set up.
Green 19, do you do
exactly.
What are your
we've been green 80. We've been green 80.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that there, or did you bring it?
Yeah, Sadat, green 80, green Sadat.
Is that yours or theirs?
Yeah, did you bring it, or did they have it? Was it already there?
No, they let me choose the number and the color.
Okay, why'd we do it? Why'd we do green 80?
We were white 80 before, but they didn't. I was like, we can do white 80. They're like, we're not doing white 80. I was like, all right, cool. So it's like, you can choose another color. 80, like 80's good, and then pick another color. And I was just like, I don't know, green felt like positive.
Go
like,
color.
Let's go.
Yeah, green.
Exactly. So that's what we're.
And you can kind of growl it if you need to, or quick with it as well. I'm excited to see the evolution of the cadence because you're talking about how much it matters to your development. AJ has a question for you.
Yeah. What about Dan Morgan, your GM? I guess how involved do you see him day to day? Is he probably in the weight room? You guys see him multiple times, I would imagine. And are you guys aware of the monster he was on the field?
Yes, for sure. Of course. I mean, he's obviously he was a legend there. So we all know that, but it's really great being able to work with him. And same thing, he really encourages us to be vocal. We sit down and have a lot of conversations. We're able to talk about a lot of things, which is really cool for me as a young player. He values my opinion. We're able to go back and forth. Obviously, I have a ton of respect for him and what he does. So just being able for him to have that transparency with me, with all the guys too. And that's the thing. He's not someone that just stays upstairs and then you never see him unless you only see him when you're getting cut or getting traded. He's not one of those guys. He's in the he's in the cafeteria eating with all of us. He's sitting down. He has a relationship with a lot of the guys. And obviously he doesn't have to do that. He can sit up there and hibernate, but he comes down and makes sure he builds a rapport with all of us, which is huge.
He can do a little high castle judging up there. Has he blinked?
Yeah, no, he's for him. For him, he's a. Are you talking about?
I'm talking actually blinking his eyes.
Oh, actual. Yeah. No, that's a great question. That's a great question.
Yeah, I saw his opening press conference. I don't think he blinked.
Oh, he blinked
cut him off.
It was 15 minutes.
No, he's an intense. When he needs to be, he's an intense guy, but also like super personable. Like you can.
He's a player.
Exactly. Yeah. We've had a bunch of conversations that weren't just football. So like he's a good dude.
Done a great job down there. All of you have. Yeah. Ty has a question for you, Bryce.
You've played with a lot of good receivers, but it feels like now you finally have like a bona fide number one in Tet McMillan. How much has he made your life easier, and how much did you see him just like getting more comfortable as the year gone on?
Yeah, I mean he's been huge. I mean he's a special player, special guy. When you're able to have a guy like that, it makes my job so much easier. A guy that you're seeking out one-on-ones with, a guy that you can, all right, we got a one-on-one, we can eliminate the field, we can eliminate the reads, we can go and attack, and we feel good about those matchups. For the offense, for everyone, that opens up a lot of things. It poses a lot of threats to defenses, to the D coordinators. So, he's been huge for me, been huge for us as a team.
Do you guys call him the Irish Oos? What do you call him?
Just T-Mac.
T-Mac.
T-Mac's
Okay.
great nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like it.
Yeah. Listen, his teammate. I mean,
that's
we'll
right.
do whatever. Hey, we'll follow your lead.
Sure. Yeah.
Good command there on the T-Mac. Last question for you here. Hey, have you heard about the charity shot yet?
Charity shot.
You haven't. Good. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You played both of these teams that are in the Super Bowl this year. What do you think their defenses do to kind of confuse the offense, and how do you kind of see that playing out on Sunday?
Yeah, both really good defenses. We played New England earlier on in the year, and it was week 4, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of those first games where they, especially from a defensive standpoint, they obviously ended up being dominant all year, and they really kind of came together. Like you could see it, because on film, you saw the little like glimpses and flashes of them playing really well. When they were on the same page, they were playing great, and I think before that maybe they had one or two little like plays on film. Like okay, like if they when they played us, they did not have any. they were clicking all cylinders, and then that carried over, and that's kind of who they've become. So I think the way they play together, you could tell they're very sound in their scheme. They play a lot like really complementary football for both sides, and then also, they're always understanding leverage. They're playing to their weaknesses. They do a great job, and then we just played Seattle a little more recently, and a really tenacious group, like really aggressive. Just from they kind of talked some of the most, and not in a bad, disrespectful way, but in like you could tell, like they had an intensity about them.
What did they say to you? They said some mean shit to you?
No, they didn't say anything to me. But just as all in all, every play, got a little something. And a lot of it, really, they were saying it with each other, which I feel like is a great sign.
Yes.
There was a lot of communication with each other, a lot of hyping each other up, a lot of and those are when you see great defenses, they're always doing stuff like that. Really, really good in the box, really good front seven. Secondary is really good as well, played great. So 2 really good defense, 2 really good teams. So I'm super excited to watch as a fan.
Super Bowl, baby. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
That's no BS if you were to look at it. I do appreciate the people that talk shit about the person to their friend. Mm-hmm. This guy's ass. Yeah. Jogging away. Bryce, you are not that. And we're very thankful that we've gotten a chance to kind of watch your story arc here through it all. And if you're able to bring the Carolina Panthers to greatness in the championship, so it sounds like your entire team is about, we can't wait to see that for all of Charlotte. Now, on the way out of here, Bryce, and we appreciate that you're not here selling anything, right?
No.
You look really cool, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. This is all Jordan. This is all Jordan. This is
Jordan.
This is Jordan. Shoes Jordan.
Are you
yeah.
Team Jordan?
I am Jordan. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I
Holy
appreciate it. Very
shit.
proud. Very
How long
proud.
has that been?
Since a rookie year. Yeah, very proud. Very proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
That's
day.
awesome. Could be.
Life flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those shipments just come in and it's just boxes.
Yeah, it's love. It's love. It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing.
Good for you, man. Wow, I don't even know if we need to go.
I mean, time to show it.
Got to make it now.
Yeah, time to show
Holy
it.
shit, what a...
For sure.
Okay.
Great segue. Great segue.
Would you like the best ball first or last? Because I do believe you want a range finder with the balls that these are. We got gimmick balls here, okay?
Okay, for sure.
You'll have to make it into this hoop right over here. You have 3
got it.
attempts at it. If you make it in the first try, $20,000 donation to a charity of your choosing.
Okay, for sure. That's
Very
awesome.
cool of you to match, too. It's very nice of you. And then the second and third attempts will be worth $10,000 each to a charity of your choosing. The first one, if you are to make it, would be superhero-like shit, I would say.
For sure.
Would you like best ball first?
Yeah, best one first then.
Okay.
I'm over
Smart.
Oh, you're standing up.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta sit down.
no.
I gotta sit down.
Well, I
I'm
guess.
doing it. That's on me. That's on me.
never
He wants to stand up.
You'd be the first to
Fred Warner
stand.
sat down.
We didn't put it on the rules.
Nope, it's not on there. No fine print.
You
No
could
asterisks.
stand if you were.
Oh, there we go. That's all I needed. There we go.
technically could go
That's all I
up there.
wanna
Yeah,
hear.
I like that, by the way. I like that we're trying to.
Quarterback.
Can you keep that on, though, so we can talk shit in your ear while you do it?
You a hooper?
You want any cheese?
I had a prime back in the day. I'm
Okay.
I'm a little washed up.
What, were you
now.
a shooter or?
No, I think I've seen
Yeah,
clips.
yeah, guard,
He can play.
point guard.
We've seen clips. He
Boy,
can play.
Steph Curry.
Like,
Great
he can
highlight. Great highlight film.
Yeah, he can
This
play.
guy
I
in
think he's
basketball.
sandbagging.
What have
Yes,
we
he's
got?
definitely
Yeah, he's got.
sandbagging.
And yeah, he's got. all
Oh,
of
he's
it.
got.
He probably
Oh,
averaged
yeah.
32 a game in high
Also,
school.
by the way, tall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quarterback.
Man, y'all are nice here, man. I appreciate this. Is a
No,
great
we were
set.
not, though. Remember, that was a part of the conversation.
There
Gary.
was a
No,
photo.
it was the book. It was the book
backpack.
bag.
The backpack photo.
Oh, y'all talked about the
strapped-
backpack.
you
photo?
The
strapped-
backpack
Yeah.
photo was bad,
You
man.
put this
It was-
table on your back.
I just
Yeah. The big backpack. Exactly.
Yeah, it didn't look like
Yeah.
We did not love it. We're like, oh, this guy's
didn't
gonna die.
want to.
This
Yeah.
guy's gonna die. Happy that it's an oversized,
That
fashionable
backpack.
backpack.
Holy hell, that's a big
Biggest backpack of all
backpack.
time. Okay, that's what we need to know. We need everybody to understand that. All right. Now that we know you were kind of sandbagging and lying right to my face, which I do like for competitive advantages. I hope you can make this. You'll be the first
Thank
one
you.
and maybe only one all week that'll make this shot on the first try. Bryce Young, Carolina Panthers quarterback, will attempt to win $20,000 to a charity of his choosing as he's
Take
at the
it
free
like
throw
a free
line.
throw.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love
Love
it.
it.
As he's at free
Love
throw
it.
Your
line.
routine.
Got the routine.
Here we go, Bryce Young.
Oh, he's deep though. Everyone else knows.
Same ball,
It was
same
straight.
ball.
It was straight. It was
Ball
straight.
came
That's a
back.
good sign
Same
for
ball?
me.
Would you like to use the same ball? Would you like to use the same ball?
I would love to.
Fred Warner did not get that opportunity, so we are evolving the rules as
Yeah,
we
but
go.
Fred was talking shit.
He was.
He was a little bit.
And we're talking shit to him, and he's nice to us.
Yeah.
Nice price.
Good.
$10,000 donation.
Yeah.
That's all. It was straight. That's all I needed. It was
Yeah.
straight. It was straight. It was straight.
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt.
We'll find a charity that you would like. You'll tell us off air. Congratulations on everything. And Team Jordan makes it.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he averaged 52 in high school.
Yeah, what did you average in high
No,
school?
I didn't play in high school.
That was junior high highlights we
Yeah,
watched?
I gave it up.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
you.
gave it up a little early.
You're the man. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
thank
you making
you.
time for us. Enjoy Super Bowl week. And soon, this can be your big Sunday.
That's right.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce.